Today we'll listen about Alexandria Library. Okay, today we'll learn when and what about this library. What this library? Let's start our lesson.
What was let's start our student. Let's start listening to the reader about the great library of Alexandria.
Okay, miss. Open your student book, page 26. Open your student book, page 26, please. كلياتنا مس نبدأ unit 3. Yes, 26. يلا مس 1 2 3. Listen careful to the reader, okay?
1, 2, 3.
Library of Alexandria, past and present. In ancient times, Alexandria was one of the most important cities for knowledge and learning. Alexander the Great established Alexandria in 332 BC. He made it the capital of Egypt instead of Memphis, and it was the most important city in the country for many years. Here, the Ptolemy family, who were the kings and queens of Egypt after Alexander, built the greatest library of the ancient world.
So my student, today I will listen about the great library of Alexandria past and present. So today we'll learn about the Alexandria. رح نعرف عن مكتبة الألكسندرية past and present. So we have في الماضي عندنا in the past and present. عندنا في الماضي والحاضر. Okay. In the first paragraph, look at the first paragraph. طلع لي مثل the first paragraph. Alexandria the Great established. Alexandria is 32 BC. He made it the capital Egypt instead of Memphis. And it was the most important city in the country for many years. Here, the Ptolemy family, who were the kings and the queen of Egypt after Alexander, built the great library of the ancient world. خلينا نشوف هاي الفقرة يا ناس. Alexander the Great established. What's the meaning of establish? ايش عنا establish miss? Establish the great library. برافو عليك. Alexander the Great established Alexandria اللي هي تأسست عنا. Yes, تأسست قبل 332 قبل الميلاد. Excellent. مين اللي أسسها؟ Who's established it؟ مين المؤسس؟ نسي قيس مناظر. برافو عليك. مؤسسها who's the established. Excellent يا قيس محمد صبحي. Yes, Alexander. Alexander the Great established Alexandria. معناته عندنا Alexander هو اللي المؤسس المكتبة. Okay. He made it the capital of Egypt. He made it ايش عملها؟ Made it the capital. Excellent. برافو يا قيس وحلا وزينة وريماس. برافو عليك. عملها عاصمة لمصر instead of what? Which country? Instead of which country? Memphis. Excellent. So instead of Memphis. Okay. We have two information here. برافو عليكم. عندنا هنا معلومتين. The first one, Alexander the Great established Alexandria. أول معلومة أخذناها عن Alexander. Okay. The second اللي هي he made it. عملها capital instead of which country? Instead of Memphis. برافو يا زين وحلا ويامن. Okay, here the Ptolemy family, who were the kings and the queens of Egypt after Alexander, built the greatest library of the ancient world. هلا هون بقول لك Ptolemy family. هلا بلشوا يحكوا لنا عن العائلة اللي هي who were the kings and the queens اللي كانوا الملوك والملكات of Egypt after Alexander اللي اجوا بعد Alexander built بنوا the greatest library بنوا أعظم مكتبة of the ancient world في العالم القديم. So here the Ptolemy family who were the kings and the queens اللي كانوا ملوكها والملكات of Egypt بعد ألكسندر بنوا built عملوا أعظم مكتبة في العالم. برافو يا رحيق، برافو عليكي. معناته مس بعد ألكسندر بنوا أعظم مكتبة في العالم القديم. So we have here three information. Alexander established the Alexandria, the first information. إنه مؤسس اللي هو Alexander, okay? أسس Alexandria. The second, he made it the capital of Egypt instead of Memphis, okay? Okay. The third information, the Ptolemy family who were the kings. يعني if I ask you who the Ptolemy family, مين هدول Ptolemy family, you'll answer the kings and queens of Egypt after Alexander's. Okay, بعد Alexander built the greatest library of ancient world. بنوا العالم القديم. مش شو منفس، مش اسم منفس، اسم المكان منفس. like الصلد إربد اسمها منفس. Okay. So any question about the first paragraph? أي سؤال عن الفقرة الأولى يا تامر؟ الفقرة الأولى كتير بسيطة وسهلة، تمام؟ يلا نتبع للفقرة الثانية. Let's go to second paragraph.
The great library of Alexandria contained thousands of books. They didn't look like the ones we use today. They didn't have pages. They were actually papyrus scrolls that people wrote by hand and rolled up like carpets to store. The scrolls were a collection of all the knowledge of the Greeks, the Egyptians, and other ancient people.
Okay, let's go to second paragraph. Now they'll tell us more about Alexandria. The great library of Alexandria contained thousands of books, okay? So, contain thousands of books. Excellent يا قيس. برافو عليك يا رحيق. سدير برافو. أحمد yes برافو عليكم. إذا great library المكتبة العظيمة Alexandria contain اللي هي تحتوي اللي هي آلاف من of books تحتوي آلاف من الكتب. برافو عليكم. They didn't look like the ones we use today. They didn't look like the ones we use today. أشوف بس translation من يترجم الجملة. Excellent يا قيس. لا تشبه الكتب اللي عندنا حاليا. يعني it's different to books now. يعني تختلف عن الكتب القديمة. Yes, excellent. Excellent يا رحيق قيس. Thank you for your triumph. Yes, درغام. برافو عليك. ميرا. مؤمن طارق. Excellent. Okay. Now ما تشبه الكتب اللي بنستخدمها حاليا. Okay. They didn't have pages. ما فيها ورق. They didn't have pages. يعني if I ask you in exam إذا سألتك بالامتحان describe the books in the Alexandria library. وصف لي الكتب في مكتبة الألكسندرية العظيمة. بدك تحكي لي عنها. بدك تحكي لي They didn't have paper. They didn't have pages. ما فيها ورق. They were actually papyrus scroll that people wrote by hand and roll up like carpets to stone. Papyrus. ورق ورق ورق. Excellent. برافو عليكم. برافو عليكم. Excellent. برافو يا تامر. مش زي ورق الشجر بيكون. Excellent. Excellent. برافو عليكم. اللي هي بنلفها scrolls. What's the meaning of scrolls? What's the meaning of scrolls? Excellent. برافو عليكم. بنلفها. Okay, that people wrote by hand. That people wrote by hand. People wrote by hand. People wrote by hand. برافو عليكم. Excellent. Thank you. برافو عن جد بس participation. شكرا طلاب اللي بيشاركوا. Yes. And rolled up. What's the meaning of rolled up? Rolled up. Excellent. نلفها أو نطويها. برافو عليكم. Yes. Rolled up like carpets. What's the meaning of carpets? What's the meaning of? Excellent. يلفوها كالسجادة. برافو يا قيس. Excellent. Yes ساجد الدرغام. زينة أحمد مؤمن وسديل وحلا ودرغام. Yes يارا برافو عليكي. So carpets to store. To store. What's the meaning to store? What's the meaning of to store? Excellent يا يوسف. برافو عليك يوسف. اللي هي للتخزين. Excellent. إذا يا مس the scroll هلا حكينا to scroll اللي هي للتخزين. The scrolls were a collection. Collection. What's the meaning of collection? Excellent يا قيس. اللي هي مجموعة. بتكون مجموعة of all the language knowledge sorry. Yes excellent قيس وأمجد برافو عليك. اللي هي of all knowledge اللي هي knowledge اللي هي للمعرفة of the Greeks. What's the meaning of Greeks? Greek. Yes excellent يا قيس يوسف درغام ومؤمن. Yes لا اليونان. The Egyptian and the other ancient people. The Egyptian المصريين and the other ancient people. برافو عليك يا مس. نشوف نور كيف ترجمتها. كانت المجموعة عبارة عن مجموعة كانت المخطوطة الطلاب عن مجموعة تضم كل المعارف الإغريق. Excellent. المصريين وغيرهم من القدماء. برافو عليكي. Thank you. Okay, sorry. Okay, miss. Okay. Now, any question about second paragraph? أي سؤال عن الفقرة الثانية تامر؟ مفهوم miss? Okay. Let's go to third paragraph.
Famous thinkers visited the library to study and to look for information. The library had a rule. Everyone who studied there had to leave a copy of their work in the library. Maybe this is why the library had so many books.
The library.
Okay.
Start our lesson.
Was one of the most...
Okay, miss. Sorry.
1, 2, 3.
Library
Okay,
of
now,
Alexandria,
third
established
paragraph.
library of the ancient world.
Many famous.
The great thinkers visited the library to study and to look for information.
Yes.
The library had a rule. Everyone who studied there had to leave a copy of their work in the library. Maybe this is why the library had so many books.
Okay, miss. Many famous thinker. Many famous thinker. Many famous thinker. قيس آل المفكرين. Yes. Yes. Excellent. Yes. Excellent. برافو عليكم. Many famous thinkers visited the library. جاء بزوروها. why the many famous thinker visited the library. لو أجي أسألك ليه المفكرين visited the library. Well, yes, to study. برافو عليك يا دانا. I think yes. Zena, sorry. Okay, to study. So many famous thinkers visited the library to study and look. هلا زينة انت قلتي لي to study بقولها تكملة and to look for information. What's the meaning of look for? What's the meaning of look for? Excellent يا مؤمن. سديل. Yes, ويبحث عن معلومات جديدة and to look for information. ويبحث عن معلومات. Excellent. The library had a rule. The library had a rule. What's the meaning of rule? Rule. Excellent. Rule. قانون. Everyone who studied there, أي واحد بيدرس هناك, had to leave a copy of their work. What's the rule? ايش يمس القانون؟ What's the rule? أي واحد بيدرس هناك شو لازم يعمل؟ Leave a copy. Leave a copy. يحط نسخة من الدراسة اللي عملها في المكتبة. قيس محمد وكيل أي شخص يبحث في المكتبة لازم يترك نسخة عن عمله. برافو يا قيس. برافو عليك. Okay, miss. هلا maybe this is why the library had so many books. من محتمل أو يحتمل إنه هذا السبب ليه المكتبة فيها الكثير من الكتب. طبعا here we also have many ideas. عندنا أكثر من فكرة إنه many famous visited the library to study and to look for new information. هاي أول معلومة. The library had a rule. If I ask you in the exam, what's the rule of the Library of Alexandria for famous thinker? إيش القاعدة أو القانون؟ بدك تحكي لي إنه everyone who studied there had to leave a copy of their work in the library. Okay, so this is why the library had so many books. Any question تامن عن الفقرة الثالثة؟ Any question؟ هيك الثلاث فقرات في أي سؤال عليهم؟ Okay.
Sadly, a fire destroyed the library. Without its books, our knowledge of the ancient world is incomplete. We have never found out how or why the fire happened. Some people believe that Julius Caesar burnt it by mistake when he was at war with Ptolemy XIII. Other people say that Amr ibn Alas burnt it.
Okay, miss. Sadly, a fire destroyed the library. A fire destroyed the library. Okay. A fire destroyed the library. A fire. What's the meaning of fire? A fire. Yes, excellent. حريق شب في. Yes, excellent. حب حريق وين? At the library في المكتبة. Without its book, our knowledge of the ancient world is incomplete. Incomplete. Yes, excellent. شب حريق في المكتبة. Okay. دون الكتب. Okay. Now, our knowledge, المعرفة of the ancient world is incomplete. ما اكتملت المعرفة عن العالم القديم. Okay. We have never found out how or why the fire happened. Yes. حكينا يا درغام إنه وقع حريق بالمكتبة ليس معروف. Yes, excellent. No one knows what's the reason of the fire. ما حدا بيعرف اللي هو سبب الحريق. Okay. إيش سبب الحريق? No one. Okay, we have never found out. لم نجد how كيف or why the fire happened كيف أو ليش الحريق شب. Okay, some people believe that Julius, what's the meaning of Julius? Yes, mean yes, قيصر غيرة no القيصر. Yes, القيصر burnt it by mistake. إنه دلع الحريق عن طريق الخطأ. نور تحكي لنا يعتقد البعض اليونانيين أن القيصر حرق أو دلع الحريق عن طريق الخطأ. Thank you نور. Excellent. Okay, by mistake when he was at war لما كان في حرب with Ptolemy. Yes, excellent. Yes, excellent. Thank you ريماس. يعتقد انه حرق عن طريق اخطائه تحكي لنا سديل انه في الحرب مع اوكي تيليوس. اوكي excellent. بوتومي اوكي اللي هي الحرب الثانية مس اكس ال ال اللي هي الحرب العالمية الثانية. اوكي other people say that عمر ابن العاص burned it. عمر بن العاص burned it عندما طال في حالة حرب مع بطليموس الثالث عشر. excellent. يعني مس ايش هاي كلياتها؟ عبارة عن معتقدات. just we predict why it's happened. ليش هذا الاشي حصل؟ احنا متأكدين we know the right reason. احنا بنعرف السبب الحقيقي. معناته من هاي الفقرة sadly a fire destroyed the library. Okay, without its book our knowledge of the ancient world is incomplete. We have never found find out how or why the fire happened. The main idea اللي هي we don't know why or how the fire happened. Some people believe that Julius Caesar burned it by mistake when he was at war with Ptolemy X3 اللي هي excellent الثالث عشر. Yes. Other people say that عمرو بن العاص burned it. وبعض الخرافات بتقول إنه عمرو بن العاص yes هو السبب في حرق المكتبة. طيب the first paragraph. Any question about first paragraph? أي سؤال عن الفقرة الأولى اللي هي we have three ideas. We have three ideas about the first paragraph. Who can tell me؟ مين يحكي لي الأفكار الرئيسية عن first paragraph؟ طلع miss. Yes. Alexander. Yes. Alexander established the Alexandria. Alexander established the great Alexandria. Okay. Second, he made it capital of Egypt instead of Memphis. Three, only the Ptolemy family who were the kings and the queens of Egypt after Alexander built the greatest library of the ancient world. So we have three ideas. Second paragraph, the great library of Alexandria contained thousands of books. So if I ask you in the exam describe these books. بدك توصف لنا الكتب، توصف لنا إياها بهاي الطريقة، تحكي لنا عن صفات الكتب. It's like our books. هي مثل كتبنا. No, it's different. They didn't have pages. Okay. Now, paragraph 3. We talk about most famous thinker. حكينا عن المفكرين. Why did they visit the library؟ ليه بزوروها؟ Okay, and we talk about the rule of the library. حكينا عن القانون اللي في library for the famous thinker. Okay. Okay. So first, second, third, and the fourth paragraph we talk about the fire destroyed the library, and no one knows the reason why and how the fire burned. Who's the responsible of the fire؟ احنا حكينا انه ما بنعرف مين المسؤول عن الحريق. So